Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Welcome back to the Future of Hollywood. We are speaking to actor, director, writer, and all-around amazing artist, Mr. Brionne Davis. Now, we already spoke about his film that was nominated for an Academy Award, Embrace of the Serpent. We also talked about him being at the Academy Awards. And the next thing I want to talk about is diversity in Hollywood. Now, this is a very sensitive subject, as we know. To me, diversity is about opportunities for minorities in this industry. I think it's very, very important. It's a very sensitive subject because now we're talking about race, gender, ethnicity, and a lot of different things. So now, not only is the word diversity subjective, but the word minority is very subjective as well, and also very important. This is a subject that I'm very, very passionate about for a lot of different reasons. The biggest reason is you look around in my studio, and these are the actors that I love and I'm mentoring, and they are the future of Hollywood. And there's all different kinds of colors and genders and backgrounds. But we're talking to you right now, and I want to talk about why you are so passionate about this subject and how it feels to you.
I think my whatever, when I was 19, I was studying at the HB Actors Studio in New York. And I kept my sexuality hidden. And by the way, this is probably going to be the only time I ever have this dialogue. I don't want this to be, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what role I'm going to get based on my sexuality. And I want that to be driven home for people. It does matter how tall I am. It does matter what color hair I have. It does matter what skin color I have. My sexuality should have nothing to do with me playing certain roles. And it doesn't. It hasn't affected my career at all. For about a year that I was studying at the studio when I was 19, I kept it deliberately on the down low. With my class, and it was about 6 months in, I went up to my instructor, Edward Morehouse, and I said, this is, how do I hide this? How do I not let people know? Does it matter? And he said to me, Brionne, be you. Just be you, because that's the only way that you're going to make it in this business. People are going to respect you for that. They're going to appreciate you for that. And there was such a relief. There was such a weight off my shoulders because at that moment I owned it. And who cares? Who the fuck cares? Yeah. That becomes a weakness when you allow other people to have an opinion about it. When I was a kid and people would make fun of me and beat me up and abuse me, they didn't do it for long because I became a brown belt in Kimishinu karate. That was tough, but it made me who I am. Mm-hmm. It gave me strength. It's the lotus flower. I wouldn't trade it for $1 million.
What I think the problem is, studios, producers, people that are in it for the money more than the art, are simply afraid that the general public won't go to a movie if they know that the lead actor or actress is homosexual. Or they're afraid that if they make a movie where the whole cast, especially the leads, are African American or Asian or so forth and so on, whatever it is. And I think it's more about money and fear and losing the loss of power. People with power think in boxes like this. Yep. Because they hold on to their money and they're very precious with it, right? Mm-hmm. But it's changing, and the voices are changing, and I played 2 gay characters in my career, and they were short films. I never wanted to play them because they were written as one-dimensional characters. They were the best friend, the comic relief, all this stuff, and then suddenly, about 5 years ago, I was being approached to play certain roles, and I started seeing after 6 Feet Under, and I started seeing these
roles where these characters, these human beings were starting to be born. And people were seeing them as human beings and layered and textured and interesting, fascinating. So then I started opening myself up to playing those roles. But before, it didn't matter to me. I wanted to play textured, human, deep roles.
But the opportunities weren't there.
The opportunities weren't
and that's really the future of Hollywood. It's really more about opportunities. And nowadays with not just independent films, but also the internet and these companies like Netflix and Hulu, that you could actually produce a feature film and give it a home somewhere that people don't have the powers that be, don't have as much say in what the content is. That to me is the future of Hollywood, and that is where, if we're going to find a solution to the problem of diversity or lack of diversity, there's where it stays. But it's going to take somebody really brave to step up, and a community that's really brave to step up and say, okay, look, this is the story that I want to tell. These are the actors that I want to tell it. End of story. I don't care what color they are, what their sexual background. I mean, that's the most ridiculous category in the world.
But people want to have they want to get into your personal life.
Well, but why?
Before even all of this happened, I get emails and fan mail, and I get this stuff, and people just want to feel like they know you. People want to feel like that they have a part of your personal life.
Do you think those same people are going to hold it against you, or do you have to be brave enough to be honest? I mean, I think the saddest thing in the world is that there wasn't one Academy Award winning actor or actress that was openly gay in the history. And now I know that there was plenty that were homosexual, but why can't they say who they are and what they're all about?
But it doesn't matter.
I know.
The thing is, but that's the reason why certain actors don't have the conversation, because it doesn't matter. And if there's somebody out there that's watching me and they know this about me, right, then my whole thing is, watch this. Right. Watch what I can do. And if you want to put me in this little box, and if you want, there's some people that are limited. There's some people that are actors that are limited to what they can do. I'm limited. I can't play a 6'5" guy. I can't. But there's no limitations to what I can do. What I give myself.
And at the end of the day, that should be the only thing that matters.
Right. It's only an issue if you make it an issue. Exactly. These actors that are out there that my personal life is none of your fucking business.
Exactly.
It's just not.
Exactly. And
if you look at my roles, if you look at the people I play, you'll see that it has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. So the bottom line is, you're a man, you're an actor, you're an artist, or you're a woman, you're an actor, you're an artist. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. It doesn't matter what your sexual preference is, what your gender is, where you're from, what language you speak. It shouldn't matter. And that is what has to stop. But again, at the end of the day, it is up to us, the future of Hollywood, to create our own opportunities instead of waiting for people that don't want to give you the opportunities.
They want to put you in a box.
Exactly. And so you're going to wait for those people that already want to put you in a box to give you the opportunity. It's just not going to happen. I don't want to ruin the surprise for the next 20 years. It's not going to happen. So for the next 20 years, it is up to us to get rid of this stupid bullshit that's been going on for way too long to begin with. Which leads me to my next question. And this is going to be a sensitive question, but y'all like a brother to me, and you know how much I love you. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this subject, because people that I love are hurting over this, over what's going on, and it's just got to be put to rest. So you look at a 19-year-old man, all right, or woman that is homosexual and afraid to come out of the closet, so to speak, which is another stupid cliche that we need to get rid of. But they're an actor, and they're an artist, and they're trying to break into this industry. Now, talking about paving the way for the future, believe it or not, like it or not, you are a role model. who you are and what you said tonight and what how you feel about the subject, there comes a very strong responsibility. You could look at somebody like a young actor and give them advice like it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter, just keep on persevering through. And you could go on and on about what you feel about it, but really it's about your actions. And I think you are a pioneer, and you're breaking ground that I think more people should break. And before you know it, there won't be a 19-year-old actor that worries about that, because there's not something to worry about.
One of the things I value so much that you say is everyone's pain is the same based on their own experience.
Exactly.
And you know, it's I can relate. I was directing this film, and one of the main characters that I couldn't for the life of me. She was a black lesbian, church-going diva singer person. Everything that I am not.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe the diva part. But I couldn't. And I studied her and I was meeting with the actress that would be playing her, and I finally realized that what she wanted, what her character wanted, was her family, comfort, home,
Yep.
and her sexuality was over here, and her church, because those things gave her safety. Yep. Can I understand the need for comfort?
Yep.
Can I understand the need for family? Can I understand the need for those things in community?
Of course.
I can understand the need for that.
And
So
that's all that
therefore, I
matters.
can understand you.
Exactly.
And it's not fair for me to say, I'm this person, so you're not going to understand.
Right.
What's fair is me engaging you and
Right.
you trying to feel that compassion, because
Right.
you can relate on a certain level.
Exactly, and that's something we talk about class all the time. That's empathy. That we're meant to empathize with our characters, because at the end of the day, they're human and we're human. That's all there is to it. And that's our job as artists, to create that humanity and just live in the world of the story. In the next episode, we're going to talk about a play, a one-man show that I actually directed, starring Brionne Davis, and that experience. But right now, everybody in this room knows that this is not the end, this is just the beginning, because the future of Hollywood knows that the best is yet to come. Brionne Davis, ladies and gentlemen.